Hello everyone, my name is Parker Ingram. Today I'll be doing my informative speech over the Egyptian pyramids. We are all very aware of these ginormous structures in Egypt, but the real question is, how were these early civilizations, these Egyptian civilizations, able to construct these pyramids? Although there are many uncertainties, archaeologists have made many advances in researching these methods in recent years. These pyramids are really just ginormous tombs that are used for burials of the Egyptian pharaohs after they pass away. The Egyptians used these burial tombs to protect the buryings along with the treasures that these pharaohs were buried with. During the Egyptian civilizations, they were not blessed with any sort of jackhammers or excavators or cranes to lift these huge blocks or to cut them. Instead, they used copper stone cutters and granite pickaxes as hammers to carve away blocks from main rocks and use raw strength to transport these blocks to the building site where the pyramid would be placed. The first main building material used for pyramids was limestone, which was very difficult to carry as it was very heavy once it was broken away. Benjamin Sway said in an article that the workmen would excavate the soil and dig tunnels to reach the deposits, which would be as deep as 160 feet below the surface. Huge pieces of stones were then dug up and divided into blocks. Granite was another piece of material that was used, and it was not much easier as it would be found in quarries and had to be chiseled away from much larger pieces and then broken down into the square blocks which would be used for the building. The Egyptians were faced with many more problems after breaking up building materials, as they had to transport these ginormous blocks many miles to where they would be building the pyramid. Craig Fudenrich said wheels wouldn't have been useful on the desert sand and gravel, so they most likely drug these blocks with wooden sleds and ropes. The work was very dangerous and very grueling on the members who were building the pyramids. And articles say that they needed up to 8 people to carry just one block after being mined away and had to be transported to the pyramid. The obstacles did not end after the transportation, because the Egyptians' next challenge was to build the pyramids to the great heights that we now see them today. It has been debated and researched for many years how the Egyptians were able to carry these blocks to the top of these hundreds of feet tall, and the best plausible answer has been concluded as ramps. The first ramp idea used an internal method, and it was constructed within the pyramid walls. Bob Breyer said the internal ramp, according to Houdin, begins at the bottom, is about 6 feet wide, and has a grade of approximately 7%. That's meaning the incline. This ramp was put into use after the lower third of the pyramid was completed, and the external ramp has served its purpose. The internal ramp allowed the Egyptians to scale these great heights and carry these limestone and granite blocks up many flights of stairs to continue to build the height of the burial tombs. The straight ramp was actually discovered in the eastern deserts and linked to pyramids by archaeologists who discovered the ramp. This article was found on history.com, and it says that the ramp was raised so that throughout the construction, blocks could be moved right up to the top. If the ramp were too steep, the men hauling the blocks would not be able to drag them up. This theory is more of a stretch, as an external ramp would be preposterous to be at a grade which it is low enough to transport blocks all the way to the top of the pyramid. But at the same time, they would have to be extremely long to reach the top of the pyramid, due to the fact of how tall they were. These glorious pyramids have been built to feet as high as 481 feet up in the air, and they're extreme marvels still to this day by many countries. The Egyptians were faced with many tough challenges that required extreme amounts of manpower, yet they were still able to construct several ginormous structures as burial tombs for their deceased pharaohs. So if magic were real in today's society, then that would be the best plausible answer as to how these Egyptians were able to construct these burial tombs. But magic is not real, so they used raw strength, manpower, and stone cutting instruments, along with the use of ramps to construct the pyramids. Thank you.